What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw, first of all, a line of y equals x, and I'm going to do that in blue because it's blue up there. So it's going to go through here. Y equals x. Like that. The next one I'm going to do in green, it's the square root of x plus 2. So, look, it's going to be this shape, and then it's moved 2 units in the negative direction. So you're going to end up with something that looks kind of like that. Now, if you don't know what that looks like, if you couldn't just do it, that's okay. We're going to do heaps of them. We're going to just keep going over and over it again. So if you need a hand, you can get your calculator to do it for you. Or look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at some points. I'm going to say what happens when x is 0. And when x is 0, y will be the square root of 0 plus 2, or 2. So I know that 1.4 is a point. I know when x is minus 2, y will be the square root of minus 2 plus 2, or the square root of 0, which is 0. So that's this point here. Other useful points might be, for example, when x is... sorry, this was minus 2. When x is positive 2, because when x is positive 2, y will be the square root of 4. And I know that's 2, so that's a good one to choose there. So they meet there. Another good point might be when x is 7, because when x is 7, we'll get y is the square root of 9. And I know that's 3. So when x is 7, y is 3. So that green graph looks a little bit like that, but it's quite approximate. And just like the last question, it's not going to be the best ever way of doing it, but let's see. All right, so what I'm going to do in red is like the final answer we want to find, which was the square root of x plus 2 plus x. So I'm going to add the y coordinates. So let's look. When I'm here, the y coordinate of the green one is nothing. So that means this will stay here at minus 2 because it's minus 2 plus 0. But when I get, say, to a point here, they're both at 2. So I'm going to get the blue one that starts at 2, and I'm going to add 2 for the red one and end up at 4. So I'll try and sort of do it with a ruler. That if I got this, I could go 2 squares. I'm going to add those 2 squares. Well, I don't have to move the ruler. That's not necessarily going to work. So I've got 2 squares here, so I go up 2 squares here to get that point. Another good point, the one was when I was here. So because this went up to 3, that means I add 3 squares onto here. So that'll end up there. Look, you can pick other points. I've picked the ones on the corners, but say, what's another good one? Well, here you'd add nothing. So I know it goes through there because this is worth nothing. So when you add them, it sort of goes like that. And just adding the y coordinates, actually it's going to get a bit further, doesn't it? Because when I get to this one, say I'm going to go up here, sorry, I mucked it up. So it's going to go sort of like that. But it is a bit of a curve, but we're just adding this y value to that y value, this y value to that y value. And it's a very approximate method. It's just the idea of it, and we will visit again in trigonometry. So you will see this again, but just a good idea to get used to the idea of it.